following program is a special presentation of the Big Ten Network, produced in association with Michigan State University.
I'm Jim Peck. Welcome to MSU Today. Here's what's coming your way right now. The MSU drumline, solar-powered internet in Africa, and some big nuclear science news. The backbone of the MSU Marching Band is the drumline. And you know, it turns out it takes a lot to keep the beat, and keep it, and keep it.
Yeah, we make a lot of noise.
Like ever since I was around marching band, I always wanted to be in the drum line and be a percussionist.
It's a great, experience to be something like a small part of something this huge.
I mean, who doesn't want to play the drums?
I think kind of everyone kind of wishes they could play drums. It's just kind of a groovy instrument to play.
Well, it's a lot of work, first of all.
Yeah, it's a lot of dedication. They have to do a lot of work.
Before the whole season starts, we're here about like 5 or 6 days early. Getting our stuff done.
Oh no, these are bass heads. Yeah.
We come in before everybody else does in the fall.
We just get here and it's like you spend the whole day drumming. Like you wake up in the morning, you come here, you drum all day. You give you lunch, you drum some more. You go to sleep, wake up the next morning, do the same thing. Right, it's just like, really working and preparing for the season. And then we meet with the band and, the band jumps in, it's all the same.
Please welcome the 2008 MSU Drumline!
This is the hype of all hypes tonight.
It's the first time the band is together as a whole.
They're like, oh man, like this is big time, this is real, this is happening right now.
That was cool. It was like, kind of the premiere to the band.
It's definitely a rush.
Well, all the band guys, getting to see what we've been doing since we've been here. It's kind of like, band, this is the 08 drumline. Merry Christmas. Well, this year we're marching 10 snare drums, and we'll march 5 tenors, 7 bass drums, and we have 10 cymbals. Yeah, we pretty much just hack a lot of notes, and we put the band on the field with us, and it's good times.
Playing the drums is awesome. One of the things that John Weber, our instructor, does, I mean, he never has us stop playing.
We're always playing. We're always doing something to, like in between plays, to keep the game going. To know that on a game day, 75,000 people in the stadium are watching you and they can hear you, it's just kind of, it's an amazing feeling.
We're like a big family.
We do a lot more things together.
It's fun, like you make the drumline and then we hang out every weekend.
A big family, the drumline is.
And so you really get to know a lot of the guys in the line really well.
Sitting here on campus, you can get to the internet almost no matter where you are. But what if you didn't have Wi-Fi? And what if you didn't have any power? And then, what if you were sitting in the middle of Africa? Yeah, it'd be warmer.
We are installing a satellite computer connection.
We spent basically, from dawn to dusk and even further on in the village setting up the computer.
Not only have they not used a computer before, they've never seen a computer before in many of the cases, literally. we asked them.
They had heard about what a computer is. Most of them hadn't really seen a computer.
It's another thing to actually go to Africa and just to see it firsthand and to have to deal with the challenges.
Not only is MSU learning about the physical aspects of the computer and, does it really work in these rugged conditions and things like that, but also it's a real learning experience for Tanzania.
I mean, this gives them an opportunity to see the rest of the world.
Sparty at the Detroit airport.
That's right.
The idea was we'd take a succession of our student teams.
Sparty, aboard flight
6:15
to Amsterdam.
Let them design systems.
And so it's a student-led project to deploy satellite solar-powered internet computers in a rural school.
240-volt power inverter.
The project is to develop a computer system that is cheap so that it can be deployed in third world countries to give students access to the internet.
And then we would take them actually to, in this case, Tanzania, and try them out in a school and see what lessons we learned.
It's our telecom professor trying to get some signal, make a phone call. We suggested he stand next to the satellite dish.
It's a really fun project.
We really wanted to be on this project from the beginning.
As a university, we've got a bunch of bright young students that can get involved in projects like this.
We went out to a primary school in a very rural region of Tanzania.
The reason we chose Tanzania was because we were looking for a good place that would test out a computer, under rugged environmental conditions.
I'm going to double-click the calculator. That brings up the calculator.
It's hot, it's extremely dusty.
About a year ago, we talked to a company called Lenovo, and they're the people who build the ThinkPad computers. They were interested in working with us on trying to develop a computer system that could be used in remote locations. For example, in an African village where there isn't a power grid, but they still want to provide connectivity to the internet and so forth.
We designed a computer system with a solar power.
Underneath there, we got the wires.
So that it could be deployed off-grid, which the school that we put it on didn't have access to power. It didn't have access to water.
Definitely out of the way, no power grid, no telecommunications infrastructure, off any sort of major road.
Crawl under here and install the nuts and bolts so these things don't fall off.
We gave them a rather abstract set of specifications and said, go for it. They designed something, they came along with us, they did most of the implementation work.
And as it turned out, it was an excellent place to do it because people were so excited to have this computer in their classroom.
Kids from the village were around, and of course they were fascinated.
The students were just really happy that we were there.
And they quizzed our students on math problems on the blackboard.
Wanted to play with us.
Our students played a little soccer with them.
They were just all so happy,
They didn't have a real soccer ball.
Like instead of a soccer ball, they have a ball of rags.
We're sure going to take care of that next time we go back.
They were watching the whole time.
One of the students brought a little handheld video game on his cell phone.
Yeah, they jumped right on that. Most people there had never seen an iPhone or even heard of an iPhone.
And he started passing it around to the students. They were just sitting around outside the school as we were working. And I mean, they'd never had a chance to do that before. And it's fun. I mean, they were just delighted.
They were all really willing to pick up the technology. They want to learn how to use it.
The Tanzanian school kids also helped, they helped digging trenches to put the conduit in to communicate with the satellite and just whatever they could do. It's a pretty good environment for solar power.
This one is totally off the edge of the frame. Got the solar panels up and running.
So we got 6 solar panels. They generate about 80 watts each.
Did you put washers?
And put them in a frame on the roof of the school. We had students, and even I was climbing around on the roof of the school.
Put the monitors and got everything situated the way we wanted it, and she ended up spending about like a 14-hour day straight actually doing the final install, which was a pretty crazy hectic day. There was a lot of wiring to be done. But once we got it all together, it all worked on the first try. It was a pretty amazing experience.
It's not just that it's the internet per se, but it's that it's information. because this school, like most schools, hardly have any books at all. So any kind of information is just, I mean, people are thirsty for information.
A delightful surprise to me. They called me up and Professor Olson and gave us the traditional garb that they wear, and then they gave me it's a sort of a club that's called a rungu, and it's something that elders are allowed to carry, others can't. And they made me an honorary elder of their group. When you get older in that country, you get more respect, not less respect. It was very moving that they wanted to have us feel like we were a part of their community.
3 keys to the 3 compartments on that large metal box here, and with these keys go responsibility.
Well, we wanted to essentially turn the keys to the system over to the village, letting them understand that it's theirs.
As far as we know, the telecommunications professors there told us that this is the first primary school in Tanzania that has internet access. And so it's an experiment, you know, to see what works, what doesn't work, what the teachers and the students get the most out of the internet and of the computer.
So it may be a first. At least it's an early pioneering system in a Maasai village, in a village where they don't have electric power.
This is actually an opportunity where you get out there and you're really doing something concrete.
For our students, of course, this represents an opportunity to work on something with a real customer, with real users in a school in Tanzania, and learn to do something that is very exciting. The student teams are very highly motivated. You know, they say, I don't care how much we have to work on this, we're going to make it work.
It was a really busy, crazy week, but it was really worth it.
Go! Go! Michigan State University is a world leader in nuclear science. Now, a brand new facility coming right here to campus promises even more amazing discoveries. Michigan State University was selected by the Department of Energy Office of Science to design and build FRIB, a one-of-a-kind facility to study rare isotopes. It will transform the nuclear science efforts at MSU and has the potential to bring hundreds of millions of dollars and jobs to the state.
It sunk in within 30 seconds. What it means, what we now have to do is really get it done. One has to realize we have been selected to establish the facility. We're right now working with the Department of Energy to work out the details of a cooperative agreement. Before that, no money can flow. And then, of course, we have to focus to get this done on time, on budget, safely, and make sure that at the same time we carry on with the science. So we have a stiff task ahead. So this is what we're focusing now and seeing how we do work this out in the details.
Well, I'm sure we're a little more subdued, but I personally was skipping down the hallways, which was a little strange, I guess. But no, everybody was out in the halls talking about it, and we were all really excited.
It is exciting. FRIB stands for Facility for Rare Isotope Beams. Rare isotopes are fleeting bits of matter inside atoms and not normally found on Earth. This new facility will produce and study rare isotopes, many of which are produced only in the super extreme environment of stars. They've been out of reach on Earth for the whole history of nuclear science. These atomic nuclei have the potential for amazing applications in science. The hope is that isotope research will help unlock many mysteries, including those in nuclear medicine, national security, and even the history of Earth and the universe. Stunning goals, absolutely, but within reach thanks to this achievement at MSU.
Oh yes, I do think so. I think this is a transformational facility. There's a vast terrain of undiscovered science which FRIB will explore in a way which I think is superior to anything which I've seen on the drawing boards worldwide. So it will be a world-leading facility, and it's our full intention to make this a world hub for the science. In other words, it's not just for MSU. MSU will be a center where the best people will want to come and conduct their research. And with all machines which are designed to explore a terrain of science where nobody else has been before, it's sort of hard to predict exactly what the machine will do. We have a pretty good idea. The discovery potential is enormous, but what all the ramifications are, we can make guesses, or pretty educated guesses, but the full impact will be known in 10, 20 years.
A lot of the fun part of doing science is that you don't know what's going to come. A lot of times we think that something's going to happen and we do the experiment and something completely different comes out, and that's, you know, sometimes it takes a while to figure out why that happened, but it's really exciting to learn new things about science and things that you never thought you were going to discover. That's just all part of research.
I think it is a very exciting machine and opens enormous possibility both for research and, because it is at a university, also for education. I mean, one should not forget the best investment of a society is in the human resources it has to train the best scientists and motivate them to do new discoveries. I believe knowledge is power, and to know more about nature enables us to control our future in a much better way than before.
Michigan State has long been a world-class facility for nuclear science. This is where one of the finest collections of minds is working on some of the most important challenges of our world. It is where scientists come together to solve the questions of our planet. And while this center and FRIB will be humming along right here on campus, the reach of knowledge extends globally.
And FRIB is now the next step where I think we will be the international leader in this research, and hopefully the most desirable place to do this research with the attitude where we want to bring in the users so that they're successful in doing their experiments and that they're welcome. And that's sort of a hallmark of how we do our business today. People, when they come here, they know we're doing everything to make them successful, and that's our success. Being viewed as the facilitators of the best ideas. And not all the best ideas come from our own faculty. There are a lot of good people out in the world, but what we want to do, bring them here, that they want to do their research here, and then contribute to the science enterprise in a positive way.
They had to be low because the ratio is the exact same, but it's small. I'll just blast it for more view. It's got to load still. 14 seconds.
We have the largest nuclear science faculty in the country. We train about 10% of the nation's nuclear physics or nuclear science PhDs. So we are a significant contributor to new ideas, to the science, but also to the scientific workforce. And our students then move on into a variety of fields.
We really get hands-on experience as graduate students, and so to any students who might be thinking about nuclear science, it's a really good place to come. That experience is really rare, and sometimes I have to take a step back and just realize how much I'm doing here. So it's an all-around great experience, and you just learn so much as a graduate student here.
There's living nature, there's the non-living nature. Okay, a rock, is that nature? A lake, is that nature? I mean, the lake is made of water. The water has waves. All these things are phenomena of nature. The wind, okay, it's air which is in motion. There's turbulence. The turbulence is caused by sunshine. All these complicated interplays, this is all nature. It's wonderful. The one thing which is very clear, the most important product is people who know something. So I actually am very convinced that people who really understand nature are the most important asset a country can have, because these are the ones who can give you educated answers to sharp questions. At least the best answers. I mean, they may not always know everything. Scientists don't know everything. But it's the best knowledge we have, unless you want to just go into science fiction. So that is a very important resource for the country.
We leave you in chilly East Lansing, Michigan, the kind of day when it's always good to remember spring is coming.
The preceding program was produced by Michigan State University in association with